Hey, great win by our guys. Great atmosphere. The fans are terrific, especially the last couple minutes when we gave them something to be excited about. Really proud of Brandon. You know, he struggled a little bit at Cincinnati the other night. Brought him off the bench and, you know, a game winner. But a great play. He's back. He made a good basketball play, and we had a lot of big plays by a lot of guys. But that one obviously was the biggest.
Coach, you trailed by 19 in the first half. What was giving y'all so much trouble early on? Was it the defense, maybe the outside noise and the emotions playing a team like Memphis? What was?
I think there's a number of things. It was, you know, obviously you can't simulate their length and athleticism is one set until you see it. I thought we were we were off guard a little bit. We were sort of, we had some bunnies around the basket that we started looking around, and Darren will do that to you, and Bates and those guys will do it to you. Minot will do that to you. Just, you know, had us looking around a little bit, and I didn't think our offense was way off kilter because we were bad offense. We gave up way too many easy baskets. I mean, they were, you know, they had a number of points. I don't remember the exact number of points in the paint in the first half. It was in the upper 20s. I think it was 28 points in the first half, and you can't have that happen.
Earlier in the week, you talked about wanting to reverse the ball a lot to get better shots. Do you feel like your team did that well tonight?
Yes and no. They make it so hard. I mean, there's times. I mean, you know, there's times we did a good job of shortening and really not giving up too many pick six to those guys. But I thought their length and sometimes we were denied made us have to go the other way. And I thought the guys in the second half did a better job of cutting. I mean, sometimes you can't get open. Instead of standing, if you cut, it opens up a tag or creates some opportunities. I thought the guys did a better job in the second half.
Coach, can you tell us what you told the players at halftime? Because it seemed like they really responded to you in the second half.
Well, we talked about we were in a hole. Let's go ahead and, you know, let's try to win the first 4 minutes. And it's the defensive end. We didn't shoot it great tonight, but from the 2-point line, a lot of it's, you know, a tribute to the way they play. But you know, if you don't give up easy baskets, it makes your life a lot easier. Make them work for some hard baskets, and they're going to make. They got really good players, so they're going to make some tough shots. I mean, how you can't simulate guarding Amani Bates in practice. I mean, he's 6'9", he's got a high release point. We don't have anybody like that, so you don't know until and then you have to figure some things out. I thought Tremont really played a great game. Tremont had a lot of deflections, a lot of things, and even despite some of the things, I mean, how many loose balls do we have in our hands that we ended up giving up points to them? Those are things we've got to, you know, all those things we've got to clean up.
Coach, when Brandon made the shot and everybody rushed the court, what was kind of running through your mind after that?
I hope it counts. I mean, that's the first thing. As soon as they showed it on the board, it was clearly out of his hand. I mean, it wasn't even close. But you know, that's their job. They need to do that. I think the other thing was good. You know, the referees did a good job of going back and checking. They put 0.3 of a second back on it. It was 0.7 originally, and then they went back and reviewed, and there was a second. So that also, because if it wasn't a second, I don't know that would have counted.
Is there anything special with that inbounds play, or is that something you guys run often? Or
it was something we were drawing up because we have a short clock shot, and we didn't have our regular personnel in there. But the other problem was we figured they were going to try to overplay, and anything towards the basket was going to be a quick one. And we tried to get the bigs lifted so Darren wasn't around the basket. We were afraid if we had him around the basket, there was going to be a problem. And so we moved everybody else up the court. And Brandon, to tell you the truth, just took a step, back cut. He's a little bit taller than Harris, as you can see, and made a great play.
Because you have to do that on the fly without a timeout, too.
Well, that's one of the keys was, you know, them having to go and review the clock. You know, we were able to talk to those guys while they were reviewing the clock. I almost used all of our timeouts in the first half because we were in trouble.
Coach, are you getting used to these buzzer beaters? I think it's like 3 at home.
That's 3 of the 4 games have been the last possession. You know, obviously we hit a shot to go in overtime against Tulane, and then Temple hit a shot at the buzzer to beat us, and you know we hit a shot. So I don't think you ever get used to it, but it was, you know, it was good to come on the victorious side.
What have you seen out of Javon Small? I noticed he's been playing more the past couple of games and contributing as well.
It's a, you know, with JJ out, it was hard in this game because they're so big, and we couldn't play small. There'll be some other games you can play a little bit smaller guys on the perimeter, but he's gotten better in practice every day. He's been working. He's had a good attitude. You know, the problem, and it sounds, isn't really him. The problem is the 2 guys in front of him. I mean, you don't play 3-point guards a lot. And Tristan's obviously been having a great year. Tremont has been terrific. So it's a limited amount of minutes on the perimeter to find him. You know, JJ's had a good year so far. And RJ sort of established himself in the rotation, and then you know, you throw in Brandon Suggs, so it's a little bit hard.
think with about 8 minutes to go in the second half, Tristan shot the ball once in the second half. But I mean, he's contributing elsewhere. But do you want to see more on him?
Well, they were
sometimes,
face
or?
guarding him. I mean, they did a good job of face guarding him, and I think he did a good job today when he was off the ball of moving. And the other thing is, it doesn't sound like much, but sometimes even if he doesn't have the ball, they're going to guard him, which opens up the floor for other guys. I mean, sometimes you say, well, he didn't touch it. Well, they're going to guard him. We've played with guys that you don't have to guard him, so you're playing 4-on-5 offensively. They're going to, wherever he is, they're going to know where he is, and that distracts somebody from being a helper.
What did you think of Frank's play tonight? Just a lot of big baskets for you down the stretch.
Yeah, he had a couple big ones, and I mean, he can score down there. I think he's, as he eases himself into shape, and he played, 30 minutes, which is the most he's played. He's going to continue to plug away, and I thought he had a couple, that he probably should have shot, and one or two that he probably shouldn't have. We had some people open on the backside of it, and they do a really good job of swarming. But I thought he's going to be a force. He can score down there. He's really skilled. Got a nice touch. We need to keep getting him the ball.